KBLA.com/mitigation.
Follow the leader. KBLA Talk 1580. Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Follow the leader.
Following the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
Hey, so I'm calling your show, 'cause I need to know. Show me which way to go before I throw my man out the door.
Okay, hold on a second, Keisha. Just let me ask Ronald exactly what's going on, because it takes two to tango, and I need to hear his side of the story.
So she's driving me insane, got stress heavy on my brain. She keeps playing silly games, man, I'm about to bring the pain. We seem to fuss and fight every day and every night. Please give some advice so we can see the light, see the light.
One of our deepest longings, deeper than we even perhaps recognize day to day, is that other people should acknowledge certain of our feelings. We want that at key moments our sufferings should be understood, our anxieties noticed, and our sadness lent legitimacy. We don't want others necessarily to agree with all our feelings, but what we crave is that they at least validate them. When we are furious, we want another person to say, "I can see that you've been driven to distraction. It must feel very chaotic for you inside right now." When we're sad, we want someone to say, "I know you're unusually down, and I understand the reasons why." And when we can't take it all anymore, we want someone gently to utter, "It's been too much for you, hasn't it? I recognize that so well. Of course it has." It all sounds desperately simple, and in a way it is. And yet how little of this emotional nectar of acknowledgement we ever in fact receive or gift to one another. The habit of not having one's feelings properly acknowledged begins in childhood. Parents, even the most loving ones, frequently stumble in this domain. It's not that they don't theoretically care intensely for their children. It's that they don't appreciate that true care involves regularly reflecting a child's moods back to him or her, rather than subtly pushing the moods away or denying that they exist. Here are some typical unacknowledging parent-child exchanges. "I'm feeling sad." "Don't be silly, you can't be. It's the holidays." "I'm really worried." "Darling, now that's ridiculous. There's just nothing to be scared of here." I wish there wasn't any school ever, ever. Don't be so silly. You know we have to leave the house by 8 o'clock in the morning. How different things might go, and what a different sort of adult the child would have a chance to grow into if such dialogues were only slightly tweaked. If, for example, the parent could say, "It's weird, isn't it, how it's possible to be sad at the oddest of times, even on a lovely beach holiday?" Or, "I can see you're scared. That wind really is fierce out there." Or, "It must be really horrible having double maths all morning, especially after such a nice weekend." There is one big reason why we don't acknowledge as we might: fear. The feelings we push away are all in some shape or other emotionally inconvenient or troubling or upsetting. We love our child so much we don't want to imagine that they might be sad or worried, lost or having a terribly difficult time at school. Furthermore, we may operate with a background view that acknowledging a difficult feeling will make it far worse than it actually is. It will mean fostering it unduly or giving way to it entirely. We fear that if we give a bit of unbiased mirroring to our child, we might be encouraging them to grow cataclysmically depressive, unfeasibly timid, or manically resistant to authority. What we're missing is that most...
Oh, Lord, we about to get started with another one. Did you know that video, that clip we just played, explained why you look for who you look for in a relationship? You look for what you didn't get. Oh, my goodness. Oh, that was heavy. Weren't properly acknowledged or properly seen when you were a child. So you go out into the relationship world to be seen, to be heard, to be visible. Oh my God, tonight's topic. Listen, we about to get deep up in here. You know how I like to do. Metaphorically speaking, I look for the politically correct term. And the politically correct term is disability. Right? If you have a maladaptive attachment style, you have an intimate disability. Woo! Oh, Lord. Oh, if you have a combative communication style that you modeled from your home as a child, or an avoidant communication style, you have an intimate disability. You should apply for disability at work, because right off rip, you got issues. Right? If you engage in infidelity out of fear or out of some desire to be seen or acknowledged as, sexually powerful, that's an intimate disability. If you lack confidence, that's an intimate disability. All the bad behaviors that you modeled in your early childhood that you carry into your relationships, intimate disability. Unrealistic expectations, intimate disability. Woo! Like I said, maladaptive attachment styles, intimate disability. Fear of intimacy, intimate disability. Fear of being alone, intimate disability. Oof. If the love is always unequal in the relationship, somebody is suffering from an intimate disability. Tonight's topic: coping with intimate disabilities. Are you relationally disabled? Why does your significant other feel unseen and unheard in your presence? Why does my partner make me feel invisible? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. We're going to have a real one tonight. What exactly is intimacy anorexia? What to do if you are feeling unheard, in a relationship? Not feeling heard in a relationship, what are the causes? 1-800-920-1580. We got a national discussion getting ready to take off. If you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. Do you feel unseen, unheard, unacknowledged, unappreciated in your relationships? Why is that? I want to know. Agree or disagree? Invisibility, on the other hand, refers to feeling unnoticed, overlooked, or undervalued within your marriage/relationships. It can manifest in various ways, such as your opinions and needs are constantly being disregarded, or a lack of acknowledgement or appreciation for your contributions. Maybe you started off in the relationship as a bad person, or as a person with issues. Maybe not a bad person, just a person with issues. And you started to grow up. The relationship started to grow you up spiritually, and you began to change and evolve, but your partner wants to hold on to who you were in the beginning, right? That you can feel invisible from that. When you feel invisible, it can erode your sense of self-worth and lead to a diminished sense of importance in the relationship. 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone line. This is a national conversation. No judgment zone. If you want to talk about it, so do I. True or false? Ultimately, not feeling heard in a relationship is the result of your partner simply not listening or appearing to not listen to you when you share your feelings or concern. Are you the invisible partner in your intimate relationship? Is your partner suffering from an intimate disability? Are they blind to how you feel? Are they deaf to your expressions and what you want to say, to your voice? Are they deaf to your voice? Oh, this is going to be heavy. Ooh-wee. Agree or disagree? Listening to your partner requires being present in a relationship. And there are several reasons that can explain why your partner doesn't seem to listen. Are you being heard, or are you being tolerated? They can't wait till you finish. Oh, God. Have you considered the possibility that your partner may have their own unresolved emotional issues that prevent them from fully engaging in the relationship and truly hearing you? Could it be that your partner lacks the necessary communication skills to effectively listen and understand your perspective? Is it possible that your partner is preoccupied with their own thoughts, feelings, worries, or concerns, making it exceedingly difficult for them to fully focus on you and your needs? 1-800-920-1580. Get to your phone lines. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. I want to talk to you. Have you explored the idea that your partner may have a fear of intimacy or vulnerability, which causes them to shut down and not fully engage in conversations? When I come forward, the voice of reason on a Tuesday done started a fire. Are y'all ready to get involved? I hope so. When we come forward, let's talk about it.
Reasons. The reasons that we're here, the reasons that we fear, our feelings won't disappear. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy Link, and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
I can see clearly now, the rain is gone. I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright sunshiny day. Oh yes, I can make it now. The pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared.
Hi, my name is Thais Gibson, and I'm the co-owner and creator of the Personal Development School. This is your daily breakthrough video, and in this video, I want to chat with you about fearful avoidance, anxious, preoccupied, and even dismissive avoidant attachment styles, and feeling unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. So we're going to do sort of a deep dive into these core wounds themselves and where they can come from and how the different attachment styles, just at a high level for this part, sort of respond to some of the different challenges they might have experienced in their early lives and in their past that create this sort of pain point and core wound of feeling that way, and also things that people might do to adapt to some of the pain they went through that keep them that leave them feeling even further unseen, unheard, and misunderstood. And I also want to touch on what other core wounds those core wounds can activate along with them and sort of like entangle with to a certain degree. And then I also want to chat with you about some strategies to work through these things. So stay tuned, we'll go through all these different things. Before I dive into all the content, I want to let you guys know we are still doing a sale to support our community during these uncertain times. I know there's a lot of challenges going on in the world right now, and so we're just trying to lend as much support as we can in different ways. So we have a coupon code I will leave it in the video, like a little thing you can click on, and the coupon code is with you. It's all one word, and you can enter it as you go to sign up for a membership. It applies to 3-month, 6-month, and 12-month memberships, as well as single course purchases. And we have a really amazing supportive community in there. I'm like blown away and honestly like honored every day. They're entered in the other 2 webinars anyways, but the other 2 have some extra like content, a deep dive, workbooks, reprogramming, you name it. There's lots of, or this topic, can you create a video on it? So feel free to share your feedback or your needs so I can basically support you guys in whatever way I possibly can from a distance. And thank you for being here and being a part of the community and staying tuned into some of this content. So let's talk about this. So I want to first start by like talking about each attachment style and how they might feel unseen, unheard, misunderstood. So number 1, anxious, preoccupied often feel, and when they feel unseen or unheard, a lot of it usually comes out of inconsistency. They usually feel like they can get seen and heard when they're with people or connected to people, but it's when there's a separation, like a physical distance, that often anxious, preoccupied start feeling more unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. And part of the reason for this is that that physical distance represents the trigger that the subconscious mind has associated with that inconsistency, from usually some pain point in childhood. So let's say, for example, in childhood, or let's just say in early life, there was a connection to your caregivers, and then maybe they were really great at showing up and being present when they were there, but they were working a lot. In your adult life, the subconscious mind will associate that physical distance that you experience with your caregivers in early childhood with something that's very triggering in your adult life, because it reminds you of that distancing then that you couldn't control, felt unsafe because of, etc. And so this is the place that anxious, preoccupied are the most likely to be triggered by feeling unseen, unheard, or misunderstood. And they're quite common core wounds, but the deeper manifestation of this, which fearful avoidance often share with anxious, preoccupied specifically, is that when we are in a space of people pleasing, and this is coming up so much inside of the school in questions and all these different places. So I'm going to do a full course on like strengthening your self-identity, and I'm going to put people pleasing into that. They go together hand in hand anyways, but it's going to be about these sorts of things specifically. So when it's just such an important topic, and when we feel this, like, let's say you have a pain point, okay? Let's say you're the anxious, preoccupied, and
Man, she was talking about me. I think I'm anxious, preoccupied. Boy, that physical distance be whooping my tail. Woo, Lord. That was heavy. I think that's my relationship disability. That's heavy, man. Coping with relationship disabilities. Your attachment style can be, if it's maladaptive, can be a type of relational disability. Wow. Yee, this is heavy. Uncovering the root causes. Exploring the complexities of relationship dynamics, understanding the feeling of being unseen and unheard. When we start delving into the root causes, we begin to delve into the emotional baggage that hinders communication. Recognizing the possibility of unresolved emotional issues in your partner that impede their ability to fully engage in the relationship. Understanding the role of communication skills and active listening and empathetic understanding, exploring the impact of preoccupations and distractions on your partner's ability to be present and attentive. Then there's the fear of intimacy, unraveling the walls that prevent genuine connection, examining the role of fear in shutting down and avoiding vulnerability in conversations. Whew. You guys hear me talk about it all the time. Relationship is a mirror. This is why the avoidant, preoccupied attachment style goes after or is attracted to, and vice versa, the dismissive avoidant. Oh, gosh. Our disabilities are soulmates. Our intimate disabilities are soulmates, and they want to get together so they can resolve their issue. Not our issue, me and you. But the attachment style wants to resolve its issue. So it is attracted to its opposite. I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, but we're talking about intimate disabilities. This is heavy stuff. Are y'all ready for this? Could it be that your partner has a different communication style when they express care and support through actions rather than verbal validation? Have you explored the impact of attachment style on your partner's ability to listen and validate your experiences? Could there be differences in communication styles or expectations based on attachment patterns? People get on here and be talking about relationship. If your partner does this, where's the information to back up the anecdotal stuff? Can we get to... I keep telling people, relationships are inherently spiritual, man. We getting with each other so we can resolve something in us. Gosh, I'm tired. I'm exhausted now. This lesson ain't gonna end because you tired. You listen. You can change relationships like you change drawers. Hopefully that's every day. But the lesson remains the same. You gon' get the lesson from somebody. Have you explored the impact of attachment styles on your partner's ability to listen and validate your experiences? Have you considered the possibility that your partner may have a different perception of what it means to be heard? And they may prioritize maintaining harmony over avoiding conflict, over actively... Are y'all ready for this? When we come forward, we really going to get to the phone lines and talk to our people. We got people in here right now all over the country. We're going to get you in here. Let's get this national discussion cracking when we come forward.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Dozens of protesters crowded the Decatur City Council meeting to demand a change in leadership. This comes as many expressed frustrations about the lack of transparency in the fatal officer-involved shooting of Stephen Perkins last month. Decatur Mayor Tab Bowling was noticeably absent from the meeting for the second consecutive week. Civil rights groups led by the North Alabama chapter of the NAACP have called for his resignation. Officials at financially troubled Birmingham Southern College are reporting a recent influx of private donations, raising enough funds to keep the school open through the spring semester of 2024. This comes as Republican Congressman Robert Adderholt announced that he's joining forces with Black Democratic Representative Terry Sewell to try and drum up more support for BSC. In a statement released, both lawmakers said keeping the school open and helping it to achieve financial stability is what's best for Alabama. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
At Southern California Edison, they're installing insulated power lines and using the latest technology to help keep our communities safe from wildfire. Learn more at sce.com/mitigation.
Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580.
Follow the leader.
If you're not following KBLA Talk 1580 on all of our socials, then you're missing out. Download our app and find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and on the web at KBLA 1580.
That's right.
Again, you can find all of our socials at KBLA 1580.
We've got a lot to talk about.
By the way, if you miss any of our weekday shows in real time, you can always catch up by checking out the podcasts of your favorite shows at your leisure. At KBLA Talk 1580, we've got your black.
Following the leader.
Oh my God. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader. Follow the leader.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the Amera I Can Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the Amera I Can program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The Amera I Can Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCanCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCanCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin Ultra Strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it, yeah, roll it, yeah, drop it. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl, yeah. It's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Hey, son. How are you feeling?
I'm fine, Pops.
What's on your mind?
I can't explain it. Navigating without a compass, eyes waiting, started to wonder. Metamorphosis, the loss of who you thought you was.
When your kid can't find the language, help them find the lyrics. Listen to the Sound It Out album and get tips and tools to start a conversation at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
At Susan G. Komen, we believe that ending breast cancer needs all of us working together. Because if you've just been diagnosed and don't know where to turn, we've got you. If you can't afford the treatment you need, we've got you. And if you are driven to honor the loved one you've just lost, we have a place for you here. Because of you, we're supporting those who need help today while tirelessly searching for tomorrow's cures. Visit Komen.org and be a part of our Susan G. Komen community today.
As veterans, we're no strangers to helping others.
That's what we were taught, service before self.
But we do have one question for the veterans listening.
When was the last time you reached out for help?
If you or someone you know needs resources, whether it's for stress, finances, employment, or mental health, don't wait. Reach out.
Find more information at va.gov/reach. That's va.gov/reach.
Brought to you by the United States Department of Veterans Affairs and the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio. That's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. You're listening to the voice of reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
Just had a fight with my woman over something trivial told. We rarely have confrontation, and if the I said really was bold, I think she get it from my mama. Her bitterness passed down from old. When I'm calling out her drama, she too defensive to listen, I'll call so. Looking at, I got problems. You got the type of advice that I need. I couldn't get through on the mention series. Dana was hogging up the time that I need. Between working or being so clingy, plus the time zone difference don't make it more easy. Oh, so I figured I'd call in early. Turn my life down, mercy, I got through. You tuned in, yeah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. So just lay back your mind. Something new. Everybody tuning in the zone. Cause he is.
I'm Stacey Rockline, and I help people create deep, meaningful relationships and connections through healthy communication. Okay, so sometimes we're not being seen and heard because the other person doesn't have the right skills, right? They don't know how to listen well. They don't know how to acknowledge and validate somebody. Now, these are skills that you can pick up, and that can help. And if that's the problem, you think that's the problem, then you're going to want to grab those. This video, however, is about something small you can do if you feel profoundly unseen and unheard. I mean, if you feel that you've got a belief that that will never happen for you, if you feel invisible across all of your relationships, across all of your life, then you've got something bigger going on. There's still an action you can take. What can happen when someone feels that way is that acknowledging and validating doesn't work. They can come talk to somebody about like this big thing, this experience, this fear, a worry, a concern, a dream, a need, a desire, and they share, and the other person acknowledges, shows up. But if you're dealing with an internal limiting belief like that, you may not notice. So you don't notice that they do acknowledge you. You don't notice that they do show up. They do try to validate you. And so then you just keep going, double down. And that person who's trying to acknowledge you and validate you because you haven't acknowledged them, they start to go, oh, well, I don't know how to help this person. I don't know what to do in this situation. Then they start to retreat.
Wow, the feeling of invisibility and not being heard in a relationship can have profound effect on one's sense of self-worth and emotional well-being. It is crucial to recognize that this experience may stem from a lack of emotional intimacy, a sense of not being understood or heard. Intimacy anorexia, a pattern of withholding emotional connection, can exacerbate these feelings. However, it is important to approach this issue with empathy and open communication, seeking to understand the underlying causes and working together to find solutions. Ultimately, healing and strengthening the relationship requires both partners to actively engage in the process of creating emotional intimacy and fostering a sense of being seen and heard. Easier said than done. We got callers on the line. They want to jump in. Michael from Chicago, get in here.
Zo, how you doing?
Man, I'm alive and well. Man, what are your thoughts on tonight's topic, my friend?
Man, I was your first caller yesterday. I called and asked you for some insight on my relationship. Yes, sir. I just wanted to call in, and I was showing accountability yesterday, and a couple people took that wrong, and I just wanted to call in and clear some things up, man, if I can.
I mean, you can, but it's not necessary. You know why? Because you called to do what you needed to do. And it's none of their business or what they think about it don't matter. You got what you needed too, didn't you?
I did. Definitely.
All right then.
Definitely.
So some strangers on the internet with opinions about your level of transparency matters not. You did something big.
You're right.
You did something big, man, because you know what? Most people, brothers in particular, won't pick up the phone and say, hey, man, I respect this brother over here. He flawed just like I am. He's working through this thing just like me. You know what? I trust this brother. Let me call this brother and reveal some things to you. Did that, man. You ain't got to go back and deal with a stranger you ain't gonna never meet to try to correct their perception of you. Damn their perception, brother.
I definitely agree with that. I just didn't like the insulting part of being, reduced to a man that only thinks with his bottom region. You know, I'm way more involved in that.
Yeah, but that's the internet, man. You know, the internet is like, the internet is the bottoms. That's where people go to talk confidently where they can't talk confidently in their real life.
That's for sure. That's for sure.
Do you understand, brother? So, Michael, man, don't waste your time addressing strangers and weirdos that ain't got nothing better to do but criticize a brother who is doing something that they would never garner the courage to do. Come on,
definitely,
man.
I appreciate that.
Come on, man. You better get back to your woman, man. I'm proud. Listen, man, I'm happy your woman stayed. And I'm happy that you are taking responsibility for your infraction. And not only that, you're changing your behavior. Not only that, you've recommitted to her. Not only that, you're more self-aware because you fell. And now you got up and your woman is still there. Man, listen, man. You know how lucky you are, brother?
Man, honestly, Zoe, I've been listening to you for a very long time. I'm 34 now. Since I was about 27, I've been listening to you, and I listened to your work before that. So you play a big part of my involvement as a man all the way. So
all right, brother.
That's why,
appreciate it, man.
Definitely, I appreciate that.
Right, don't waste your time with these trolls, brother. Thank you for the call. You brought Chicago in the building. Listen, if you want to bring your city in the building, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. What are your relational disabilities? What are your intimate disabilities? Sometimes I would say mine, right? Sometimes I listen superficially. Now, I hear everything and listen. I'm one of those people who can read a book one time and remember everything in the book, right? And I listen like that. I remember what you said, but I might not pick up the emotional impact of what you said because I'm so distracted and thinking of so many other things. That's one of my relational disabilities. And then later it'll come back to me and say, in that moment, I needed you present, brother. And I'll be like, yeah, but I heard everything you said. I remember I said blah, blah, blah. But nah, you wasn't there really. That's one of my weaknesses. One of my intimate disabilities. What are yours? When I come forward, phone lines, we going to Oakland. We going to South Central Los Angeles. And of course, we going to Austin, Texas.
Is it good to you? Good to you? More Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams when we come forward.
My mom has decided to learn to paint, and she's good.
My dad's now into creative cuisine, and I've already put on 6 pounds.
Learning new things comes with age.
My mom, she started forgetting my name and what we're talking about.
Forgetting well-known things doesn't. Memory loss may be a sign of Alzheimer's disease. Early detection gives you and your loved one time to plan for the future. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's at 10signs.org. Brought to you by the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Join LA Civil Rights and the Reparations Advisory Commission's Black Experience Study live this fall. Learn about the city's plans for reparations and join the study in real time. For more information and to register, visit laisforeveryone.com today.
Hello?
Man, where are you? I thought you were coming.
I can't. I'm in bed with the flu.
The flu? Whoa. Grandma's about to crowd surf. Man, I'll call you back.
Don't get stuck at home with the flu. A flu shot is safe, effective, and you can get it at the same time as your COVID-19 vaccine. A flu shot is the best way to prevent the flu and its potentially serious complications. Don't get flu FOMO. Learn more at getmyflushot.org.
Brought to you by the AMA, CDC, and the Ad Council.
No young person should ever have to worry about having a safe place to sleep at night, or whether anyone cares about them.
But the reality is, 1 in 10 young adults will experience a form of homelessness this year.
For over 50 years, Covenant House has been helping youth in crisis and giving them the support and tools they need to succeed in life. To learn more, go to covenanthouse.org today. Thank you for caring.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 believes in community empowerment. LA's 99 neighborhood councils form the grassroots level of the Los Angeles city government. The system was created to connect LA's diverse communities to City Hall. While neighborhood council board members are volunteers, they are also public officials elected to office by the members of their community. Neighborhood councils advocate on issues like homelessness, housing, land use, emergency preparedness, public safety, parks, transportation, and sustainability. They also provide local expertise on the delivery of city services to their various communities. Neighborhood councils are open to participation by anyone who is a part of the fabric of daily life in said community. This includes those who live, work, or own property or a business. If you are interested in stepping up to join your local neighborhood council, visit www.empowerla.org. That's empowerla.org. It's time to think globally, but act locally. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
It hurts only when I laugh. That's what 1991 sounded like. Legendary R&B group Troop. You ain't never heard that record. Such a vibe, man. We on fire tonight. We got a great topic. What are your relational or intimate disabilities? I guess mine is poor listening skills, man. We got callers on the line. Let's get them on. Who's been on the longest? You already know. Sean, Oakland, California. Jump in here. Talk to me.
Hey, brother. Great show. Disabilities, many. I think one of the main things we all have to think about is acknowledging that, we need to improve on all levels, right? I mean, look, the whole point of us going through this life is to enjoy every moment. And time flies, right? Time flies, enjoy every moment. So when you're, have these disabilities, acknowledge them. Look, I got so many, I can't even tell you, but I will tell you. I mean, one of them is, my thing is I have a schedule in my mind, right? So I go through this schedule and I'm doing it, and as it goes along, and then someone tells me to do something, right? And this isn't good. I'm just saying this is the way it is. And someone tells me to do something, and I'm like, okay, yes, I'll do it, but not on your schedule. Do you understand what I'm saying here?
I hear you.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard. So, I mean, what I would say for everyone is to make adjustments, because I've made all those mistakes. When someone comes into your mind has an agenda. Your mind has a routine. Your mind has a way of doing things. And then if you're really in a relationship, you love that person, and they tell you, hey, I need you to do this. It's really hard. It seems so simple, right? It seems so simple, but it is not. It's not simple. Like, do the dishes, like clean the floor, do, whatever they say. It doesn't matter.
Right.
Your partner, right? If you can make that adjustment, which I learned after 30 plus years, I learned. You can't learn it overnight, but I would tell you, for the young people, if you can learn it now, it doesn't mean a woman telling you that. It could just be your partner. It could be, people you're living with. It doesn't matter. Just make sure you respect what they're saying, because they're saying it because they love you, but they want you to do this.
Right.
And it breaks you out of your routine, brother. It breaks you out of your routine.
Hey, you know what? I appreciate it. And guess what you just did, Sean?
I'll tell you what. I just love you, Zoda. You're doing a great job.
Thank you, brother. You brought Oakland, California in the building. If you want to bring your city in the building, you know the protocol. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. We have somebody in the chat right now, Natasha Parker. She says her intimate disability or relationship disability is not listening to learn. Yeah. That's a heavy disability. If you want to join the conversation, call us tonight, 1-800-920-1580. Who's been on the longest? Reggie, Austin, Texas. Get in here.
What's up, Zoe?
What
and
up?
I'll be real quick, man. I've learned that our disabilities often make the way for an entirely new set of abilities.
Come on, man. That's what I was waiting on. Come on, Reggie. Let me get out your way.
And just like people that may not be able to see very well, they can hear phenomenally. So if you don't feel like you're being heard, I would implore that you hear yourself, that you make a note of what you read, what you eat, the conversations that you have with yourself throughout the day.
Nah, I'm not.
And just make a note
Reggie,
of all of that stuff.
I'm not gonna let you off the hook. Yes, I agree with Reggie 100%. But here's another perspective and angle to what you're saying that I feel like needs to be a part of that. Learn how to hear outside or around the noise of your wounds. Many times,
absolutely.
You see what I'm saying? Many times you can't hear what you need to hear because your ears are focused on the wounds cries, on your pains cry. And you so busy trying to satiate that pain and those wounds that you are not hearing the message that God is giving. Listen, man, you just said something, man, and you stay with me, Reggie. This is what Prince meant in the record, If I Were Your Girlfriend. Would you run to me if somebody hurt you, even if somebody was me? See, when we get hurt by the person closest to us, our ears are now not tuned into what they got to say. It's really tuned into the wound. Do you see what I'm saying? It's tuned into, I can't believe you did that. It's tuned into the image of who they thought you were. Talk to me, Reggie. Come on, get in here. Get some of this gumbo, man.
And the presence of your wounds doesn't stop the truth that's there either. Your healing is there too. Come on, just like your wounds are there. And so I think it's value in everything that we hear. It's value in everything that we go through. You just got to examine it and see what the value is to what you're going through. And that's where your healing is. Like it's in you. That's just the truth, man. And your voice means something. You're important. So that means your voice is important. And you just got to remind yourself of that.
Wow, man. Reggie! Guess what you just did, my brother?
Brought Austin in the building, baby.
Austin, Texas is in the building because of Reggie. Hey, get to your phone lines. Join this conversation. I want to know what your intimate disability is, man. This is a heavy conversation, man, because, again, relationship is something you're going to always be in, even when you're alone, right? Even when you're alone. And let me tell you some of the most gut-wrenching pain you can ever experience is to be in a relationship and feel distance and be alone and feel as if you're not being heard or appreciated or respected. Even when you're trying your best to grow up spiritually, you're trying your best to be accountable and change. So when you are listening to somebody completely, attentively, then you are listening not only to the words, but also to the feeling of what is being conveyed, to the whole of it, not just part of it. J. Krishnamurti. You knew come on now. You knew I had to get Krishnamurti in here. And then a lot of people don't want to hear this honest truth. Love may be the ultimate solution to all man's difficulties, problems, and travails. J. Krishnamurti. I ain't crazy when I'm talking about the higher level love. I'm not talking about kindergarten, Disneyland, cartoon, Saturday morning cartoon love. I'm talking about the higher level love, the mystics that existed time immemorial always talked about a level of love that is so high that it is synonymous with God. We don't get to that because we become wound babysitters. We become pain parents. I know you didn't want to hear it that way. When I come forward, the heat shall continue.
I watch TV just to see what I can see. Well, Eddie Murphy ain't no joke because I laugh and start to joke because it hurts. Only when I laugh, well, I can see a smiling face and my heart won't say a thing.
KBLA 1580 Santa Monica.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network.